just a few key highlights to note. One involving opening day for the NEAA. That's April 28th. It's a great day down the park, so we'll be down there. Certainly come and participate. You may have seen the NEAD scholarship is also going underway right now in terms of applying for it. The deadline's May 20th. If you have any questions about it, certainly email John Romano. You can talk to me directly after the meeting and I can provide those details. As you may know, our election's coming up. We do have a couple nomination forms pulled already, but they're all available here at the Mazzaro. So grab those if you'd like to run. The election will be the 18th of May. The Monday prior will be candidates night. That's here on the 13th. And all of your nomination forms are due by the 6th of May. So we have a little under a month. Anybody that's a resident of the North End, 18 or older is eligible. So grab a paper and apply. With that said, I'd like to also give an update providing the Love Your Block grant. We do have Kirsten Hoffman representing Friends of Cotillo Park, and Brett Roman from the Neighborhood Council has worked quite hard on that. And I'll turn to Brett to just give an update. How about that?
So we collaborated with Friends of Cotillo Park to file a grant application for the Love Your Block grant to help beautify Friends of Cotillo Park. So we are working together to come up with some, well, not to come up, we propose to remove some of the fencing around the outside of the park, install some planters in Cotillo Park, and really going to work over the next year or two to improve Cotillo Park. So looking forward to it. Kirsten, if you have anything else you'd like to add?
Nope, that's a great summary. We will be having an event in May, so look out for the date for our event, and also we'll be having some community meetings to get everybody's feedback on what they'd like to see in the park.
All right, thank you, and congratulations, great work, appreciate it. For our offices of the local elected officials, I'll turn to Maria Lanza from the Mayor's Office.
Okay. Hi, John. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Maria Lanza, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Just a couple of updates from the city. This week, the mayor, building on his longstanding commitment to ensuring childhood education, announced that the city will invest $15 million in the fiscal year 20 budget that will be released this week, to establish a quality pre-K fund, which will guarantee equitable access to free, high-quality pre-kindergarten and pre-K for all 4-year-olds in the city of Boston. The Quality Pre-K Fund will support the creation of 750 high-quality seats and nationally recognized pre-K programs in Boston Public Schools and in community organizations such as ABCD Head Start, the Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA, and others. If you want to read the full press release on this update, you can visit boston.gov/news. Also announced last week, the mayor announced major transportation investments for pedestrians, cyclists, and commuters in the fiscal year 20 budget. So building on our long-term transportation plan, Go Boston 2030, the fiscal year 20 budget utilizes new revenue to make target investments in public space and improve mobility, including $2 million for bike infrastructure, $4 million to strengthen the Walkable Streets program, which will equitably construct and reconstruct sidewalks throughout Boston, and $8 million to improve the state of good repair on the city's bridges, roads, sidewalks, and lane markings. For more on this update, you can also visit boston.gov/transportation. There will be also included parking meter rate updates, and those funds will be generated back to streets, sidewalks, bike lanes, and other mobility initiatives. A couple of events coming up this month. So our Love Your Block Spring Cleanup Day will be Saturday, May 4th. And we'd love for everyone in this room to sign up, and definitely the council, which has always been supportive in the past. And so if you'd like to sign up, you can go to boston.gov/loveyourblock and fill out the cleanup form, and that's Saturday, May 4th. It's usually in the morning, around from 9 to 12. We usually hold the kickoff in the Prado, but the Prado still will be under construction, so we'll probably end up doing it here at the Mazzaro. So just be on the lookout, sign up, and then I'll be in contact with the details to come. Also this week, we're hosting Civic Engagement Week in the city of Boston, and so the Office of Neighborhood Services is hosting a liaison lunch and learn. And so you can come meet with me, your neighborhood liaison, and this will be this Wednesday from 2 to 3 at the Cafe Della Sport on Hanover Street. So if you're interested in ways to get involved with the community and interested on different ways to serve the neighborhood, please feel free to join me at the Della Sport Wednesday at 2. And last announcement that I want to make and a couple more FYIs, but the North End Community Center Study public meeting, this will be Thursday, April 25th at 6:30 p.m. here at the Mazzaro Center. This will be the results of the North End Community Center Study, something that the neighborhood's been heavily involved in. And so the full flyer and meeting invite will go out this week, but I just want to give everyone here a heads up and on northernwaterfront.com that the North End Community Center Study public meeting will be Thursday, April 25th at 6:30 p.m. here in the Mazzaro Center. A couple more FYIs, just quick. So Mayor Walsh will be sharing the proposed fiscal year 20 budget this week, and there will be more announcements from the city and from my office on different improvements, capital and operational. Also, starting in May, in addition to our 2 full-time Hokies that the city provides to the North End, we will have 4 more Hokies that will be in the neighborhood for seasonal, so from the spring throughout the summer and into the fall. So a total of 6 Hokies. We'll be cleaning our streets through busy season, tourist season, and so making sure that our neighborhood is clean. And so if you see them, say hi and thank the Public Works Department for that. And also, lastly, the Mayor's Coffee Hour this year will be in early June, and the full details will come out later this week, but it will be an opening celebration of the Prado. So the Prado will be finished in early June, and we're gonna have a big celebration and kickoff, and that's where the Mayor's Coffee Hour will be. It's usually around 9:30 in the morning, and so when I get those days, I'll be sure to share that with everyone here.
So we tripled the Hokies.
Yeah?
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I'll turn to first recognize our Director of Constituency Services from the new House Ways and Means Chair, Representative Michael's office. So I'd like to recognize Patrick Lyons. He had a conflict last meeting, so I'll embarrass him tonight, but congratulations, my friend. And if you have anything to report, then you can certainly do so. But
Not a tail list tonight, guys.
great. Same as always. Then I'll ask Michael Benetti from Councilor Edwards' office to speak.
No update, just the counselor. We are hiring summer interns. You can find out all the details on the counselor's Facebook page of what to send in and who to send it to. So.
Great. All right, thank you. Then for our committee reports, I'll ask Patrick Bova to provide an update on public safety.
So there was 3 aggravated assaults and 5 larcenies last month, which is similar numbers from the year before. 4 larcenies and 1 aggravated assault. 2 important things about the larcenies. One was another packages are stolen off people's stoops, so they advocate for people to have packages sent to their work or a friend's house or one of the kiosk stations in 7-Eleven. And also, if you're going to walk your dogs, make sure you lock your doors even if you're off for 10 minutes. Somebody had a break-in, and one of their times they left for 5 minutes, so just lock your doors and make sure that your packages are secure. Thank you.
Thank you. Representing the Greenway Committee, we have 2 tonight. So our own council representative, Carmen Guarino, I know you're on this side, wants to give a couple points about the meeting, and then we have a staff member too. So
Yeah, and I'll just have a couple of quick updates here. So with the spring and summer seasons coming up, there's a lot of volunteer opportunities on the Greenway, like this Park Ambassadors, Creative Media Arts Program, Zone Guidance Assistance, Special Projects, and much, much more. So please go to the site, rosekennedygreenway.org/volunteer. Also, this is our 10th anniversary year. We're having the 10th year Greenway Anniversary. I was there for the 9th year last year. It's an amazing event right on the Greenway under the tent. It's a lot of fun. So it's the Gala on the Greenway, and this year we'll be honoring Governor Charlie Baker. It's Thursday, June 6th from 6 to 9 p.m. So please, if you can attend, it's a great event. There's also a lot of other stuff going on and a lot planned. So if you go to the rosekennedygreenway.org, all of the events, art projects, food trucks, and ways to support is on the site. So,
all right. So you may have seen her at some of our prior meetings, but Rachel Lake, the Marketing and Community Affairs Manager, is going to provide an overview of some programmatic and other things coming up. And did you have anything?
I do. I'll leave them at the table so people can grab on their way out. So I'm Rachel, I work for the Greenway Conservancy, and thank you, Carmen, that was a really good wrap up. I just wanted to tell you, season's kind of kicking off. There's a lot of stuff starting on the Greenway, so just wanted to give an overview of stuff kind of happening in your guys' backyards in the North End Park. So The carousel is officially up and running as of a couple weeks ago. That will be running kind of all throughout the season. Our fountains are going to be coming on Memorial Day weekend, as they always are. Our fitness classes in the North End are going to be pretty yoga focused as they were last year. We have over 25 classes throughout the season, starting in June. We're going to be working with Ruff and a couple of their partners on bringing back the Carnival of Dogs in September. Kind of our regulars, we have 36 food trucks on the park this year. We have 7 new ones, including a Hawaiian-shaped ice truck. We have a poutine truck. We have a poke truck. We're pretty excited. Lots of new great partners. We are also having a whole range of fitness up and down the Greenway. We're bringing some parkour classes to the Greenway, which is something new we're doing. So check it out. We're pretty excited about that one. Our public art season's kicking off. We're going to be doing actually our install of our North End public art installment in the next couple of days. There are going to be some large-scale photographs of an artist from Scotland. Everything this year is going to be transportation themed, as Carmine said. It's our 10-year anniversary, so we're really celebrating kind of the auto show as our public art theme this year. So keep an eye out for a lot of very cool car transportation themed art. A big thing we're trying out for the first time this year is we're actually working with Boston Cyber Arts, which is a local collective of artists in the Seaport, to build an AR app this year as part of our public art exhibit. So we're working with some historians where you'll be able to hold your phone up and actually see the old elevated highway where it would have been running through the Greenway. So we're really, really excited about that. Our Greenway Open Market runs on weekends. That's our artisan market. We work with Boston Public Market on our farmers market down at Dewey Square. So all the regular favorites are back. We have some new exciting events coming up this year as well that we'll be announcing soon. As Carmine said, our gala this year is honoring Governor Charlie Baker. We're really excited about that. And I have a breakdown of events that are happening specifically in the North End Parks that I'll leave at the front, and I also have a lot of brochures that have some more information about our volunteering and public art and stuff like that. If anyone has any questions.
Yeah, and I think the Armenian Heritage Park had its reconfiguration
Yes.
yesterday too, so you can certainly walk by and see the how it's
And that's
redone.
Their 8th reconfiguration,
Okay,
I believe.
yeah, I thought it was-
So yeah, that happened yesterday. So that will be running through the end of the year as well.
And does anyone, you said you can entertain some questions
I
if
can.
any, so. Anyone on the council? All right, well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'll ask Brett to provide an update on the Harborfront Neighborhood Alliance.
Nothing really new to report. Lydia Edwards will be coming to this week's meeting to speak with us. Aside from that, still working on locking down a date for Chapter 91 kind of event to bring in developers, everyone consultants to discuss the Chapter 91 licensing and the whole process around the downtown area. That's the only thing that go forward right now.
All right. And for our run update, Ashley Leo.
Yeah, a few updates for Ruff. The water is turning back on in the park and the grass will be cleaned and maintenanced the week of April 15th, weather permitting. And also a very important initiative for Ruff is dog licensing. It's mandatory for your dog to be licensed if you live in the city of Boston. So on April 24th from 5:30 to 7, there'll be a dog licensing night at the park. And this is so we can have all the dogs be compliant with those city rules, and it's also a rule of the park that your dog is licensed. It will be $15 for spayed, neutered dogs and $30 for intact dogs. And you also need to bring proof of rabies vaccination with you. So please join us if you have a dog to get that, to be compliant with that. And that's it.
Thank you. Resident parking and traffic, Jody?
Not a whole lot to report, but currently we've got during off-peak hours, the North Washington Street Bridge inbound right lanes closed. Got it for now.
All right. I'll just introduce our community chat. So prior to the meeting, we met with Climate Ready Boston. You may have seen their public meeting that took place at the Pilot House, where they welcomed comments from everyone that attended in regards to their study. And basically, their goal is a long-term vision of course, sea level rise. We've seen an increase in flooding in the neighborhood as a result of some storms. So they're looking at flooding prevention, how new projects can help deter that and or help ameliorate some of the buildings and some of the wharfs that we have that get flooded on a current currently almost all the time when a big storm happens. So they presented a bunch of alternatives. They're about halfway through their process of just seeking and information and feedback and providing us with some of their plans. The timeline, and this is something that they wanted us to stress, was some of their bullet points. The timeline of their plan, the final one will be in September. So as I said, we're sort of in the middle area. They will have a public meeting with more concepts coming in June. They had a survey that they did present at the Pilot House public meeting. If you didn't see that, I'm almost positive it's on Matt Gonzi's website, northendwaterfront.com. However, we'll be sure to circulate that with the reminder of our minutes tonight at our meeting along the same website. But they welcome feedback, they welcome your filling out of that survey, because they really are seeking just any and all information they can from residents that are impacted by climate change. The last thing I would say that they have many considerations. So when you look at their plans and their ideas, don't think that it's limited. They, like I said, they're very open to suggestions and ideas, with the idea of making sure that the harbor and waterfront access is still maintained, while we're also keeping our buildings, wharfs, and other properties safe. So with that said, if you have any comments, yep, I'm sorry.
John, just to touch on that, so we did kick off the study in the beginning of March, and so that full slideshow presentation is available at climatereadyboston.org, as well as the online version of the survey that was circulated that night, and those are still coming in. Anybody feel free to check out the survey, check out the presentation, and if you have any questions, Alicia Pagan is a Climate Ready coordinator, and so she's been making rounds at some of the meetings in the North End and in the downtown waterfront area, and if you wanted to reach out to her directly, her contact information is on the city's website through the Environment Department. So if you're curious and want to learn more about Climate Ready and the other initiatives, or just in terms of the downtown North End waterfront plans, feel free to check all that out. It's all available online.
There you go. So thank you, Maria. So on the city's website, as well as some other ones, so you certainly have many opportunities to see it online and access it. But if you have anything that in terms of specific ideas, certainly now's the opportunity for you to present it to us. We'd be happy to go back to them, but like we said, we will be coordinating another public meeting with everyone, but we did talk to them, and it was great to hear from them, and they provided some good updates. I don't know if anybody else on the council wants to just give any of their observations from that. John?
No, it was pretty eye-opening. They had all kinds of plans of what happens when it's a 100-year storm, what happens when it's a regular storm, some of the areas of the city that are really vulnerable, particularly the Newland Aquarium, down near Sergeant's Wharf. There are all kinds of scenarios, all kinds of hot spots, and just to see that on a PowerPoint was kind of eye-opening. And so they'll be doing it more and more as we go along, but I would encourage everyone to check it out and to come to some of the meetings and just get a sense as to how serious climate change is and how serious the threat is to rising sea levels, and what the city and state has in mind to mitigate it. In some cases it's seawalls, some cases it's elevated roads, some cases it's walls. There's a lot of different things they're thinking about, but they need the input and cooperation from not only the public but also private landowners, so that it's not an eminent domain situation. So that's really a cooperative spirit to make sure that there's really a coordinated effort to make sure that this can be accomplished and tackled in a timely manner.